Welcome to Success Mantra. Hope you enjoy listening to the leadership thoughts I'm sharing with you. Remember one thing, we have a fantastic life waiting for us ahead. The life that you're going to have in the future is going to be far better than the life that you had in the past. I want to challenge you not to dwell on the thoughts of the past, what happened, and all the bad things. And if you really analyze life, there are more bad things will happen to our life than the good things. And we face more failure in life than success. Failures will never be a failure till you say it's a failure. So when you look into life, always look with an excitement, because the life that you have ahead of you is going to be far better than the life that you had in the past. Things can only become better, but if you're not careful, it can become bitter as well. Never cry over the spilled milk. The things that you lost, some of the things you never get it back. Some opportunity that you lost, you may never get it back. Doesn't matter. The world is full of opportunity. When you look at your past, you can look in your past with the one intention that you want to learn from your past. Learn from your past, live in the present to the fullest, to the future, and your future is going to be far better than your past. So today I wanted to talk to you about self-esteem. It's one of the most ingredient that you need to develop within your life. When a newborn baby is born into this world, you know that baby is a plain book. There is no low esteem or high self-esteem or proper self-esteem, nothing like that. It's just a baby born in this world. And the kind of personality that baby will come to is all based on the kind of treatment that baby receives while she is young. Now when you talk about self-esteem, there are three things. One is low self-esteem, where you feel low about yourself, where you're always nervous, always fearful, always worried about what other people think, always worried whether people like you or not. You kind of land up living a life for others. You kind of land up a life where you never enjoy. Always under tension, always under stress. And low self-esteem also can drive you to greater heights. But you go to greater heights only to still feel low self-esteem and still feel unhappy. If you're a jerk, you become a bigger jerk, that's all. So when you have a low self-esteem, people around you may enjoy your life. They may even manage to make you as their servant or a slave or or somebody who does everything what they wanted, where you never come to a level of enjoying your life with everybody else. The symptoms of low self-esteem, you're always worried, always tense, always worried about what other people think and how to please people. It's a funny life. Another one is a high self-esteem, where you start thinking about yourself no end of you. And when you have a high self-esteem, you start acting like God. You start thinking that you can do everything. You start thinking that you are better than everybody else. And you will have high expectation on you. Sometimes it can be very cruel to you, where you land up working non-stop hours without taking rest, without spending time for family, without even sleeping. And when you have a high self-esteem, you start thinking that you are better than everybody else. Now, if you have a high self-esteem, nobody wants to be your friend. And there also you suffer. You suffer from a syndrome called I'm better than others, where nobody enjoy your company. You will stand alone. You become proud, you become arrogant, and you start talking big things and nobody understands. Now, When you talk about self-esteem, it's all about having a realistic thinking about yourself. Who are you really? What you can and what you can't. What are your weaknesses? What are your strengths? What you like, what you don't like. A realistic self-esteem is all about having a proper understanding about yourself. Now, a teenage girl who go to school, all of a sudden she become rebellious. She starts saying nobody loves me. She starts trusting her friends more than her parents. And sometimes she run away with a stranger man whom she never knew, just met him few times, and he gave her a beautiful smile and spoke charming words, and she just went after him by denying the parents who spend all their life, sacrifice all their time to look after her, feed her, dress her, love her. Parents are confused. Why did she do that? You will see the same girl after a period of time, maybe after 10 years or 7 years, after she has one child and her so-called charm has gone, level has gone down, and all the fancy of a partner, husband is wear off. And you hear she did, I made a mistake. I should have listened to my parents. I had seen many girls who went like that and got messed up. Now, what is the reason? The reason is simple. She lacked a self-esteem. She really did not know who she was. Because she really did not know who she was, she threw herself into somebody thinking that will give her a value and esteem. Now, when you talk about self-esteem is something that has developed in you over the period of your childhood. Now, a good self-esteem is developed if the parents relate to the children positively. If a child who grew up with lots of nagging, all the time hearing the words about disapproval, you are not good, why are you doing this, you are always saying, I told you not to do it, you are rebellious, you are not good, look at her. Look at your friend, she's so good. Look at him, he got more mark than you got. A child who go through all the time condemnation, comparison, will surely develop a low self-esteem. But a child who grew up with acceptance, no matter what wrong went, you're good, you're an excellent child. And it's true that you made a mistake, but it's okay, everybody make mistake. When parents treat children with a realistic attitude, with a positive approach, that child will develop a good self-esteem. A child who grew up with the words of acceptance, he will learn how to accept others. A child who grew up with rejection, he will learn how to reject others all the time. Now, when there is a negative atmosphere in the home, the child develops a low self-esteem. When a child develops a low self-esteem, there are two ways that the child will react to life. One is a subservient attitude, always always feel underachieved, always feel inferior and fearful and nervous and shy and not sure of things. Or that child, as she gets into teenage, like I told about the teenager earlier, can turn to be very rebellious, very stubborn, always questioning, always rebelling, always back answering. That child is going to have a pretty tough time in the youth and the life. Your life of teenage and childhood is very important. The kind of ingredients your parents or you as a parent put into the child determine what the child is going to be. You can make your child as a prince or a slave. It's your choice. I'm sure many of you must have read a book written by Robert Kiyosaki called Rich Dad, Poor Dad. If a child who's born to a rich dad and child who's born to a poor dad, if it's a poor attitude, always say, no, we can't do that, we can't do this, we are not fit. That child will grow up with a rejection. Either he become a slave mentality person or a rebellious person. In both the case, they will struggle with the relationship when they come to youth. They will not be able to have a healthy relationship with their partner. In the family life, they can turn to be an abuser of the wife and the children. Or if it's a wife, if it's a lady, she can be a very nagging woman in the married life. So, a person who grew up with a low self-esteem, either he became a rebel or he became a servant-minded. In both the cases, they defeat the purpose. But a person who have a proper self-esteem, that person will learn how to relate to people and how to relate to things. So, what is self-esteem? When you have a proper self-esteem, you will understand your abilities and disabilities. You will know what you can do and what you cannot do. A person who has proper self-esteem, he will be able to read other people properly. That means he can relate to people properly as well. A person of proper self-esteem, when he faces rejection in his life, he can handle it pretty well. But when you have a low self-esteem, even a look of suspicion from somebody can destroy your total confidence. So, having a self-esteem helps you to handle life situation in a healthy manner. What is self-esteem? Self-esteem is knowing yourself, understanding your weakness and your strength, and that helps you to know other people around you. I always say there are three things you need to know when you deal with yourself. One, you need to know yourself, who you are and what you can, what you can't. If you really not sure about it, I will give you some simple ideas. Take a notebook, go and sit somewhere, start writing about yourself without any exaggeration, without any negativity. Just write about yourself. Who am I? Just take a piece of paper, write on it. Who am I? Think about that for a few minutes. I'm sure you will come around the right, healthy thinking about yourself. Next question, what can I do? There are lots of things I can't do in this world. There are lots of things. They are too big and they're too complex and I'm ignorant about it. But there are lots of things I can do. So my challenge is to focus on things that I can do and work with it on a constant basis. Over a period of time, I'll be able to do many things I was not being able to do. You need a self-esteem for that. A person who don't have a self-esteem, he will be always worried about what he can't do and always worried about who doesn't like him rather than who likes him and what he can do. So the first question, ask yourself, write down, who am I? Second question, what can I do? What can I do? I'm sure you come across so many things you can do. Some people say, I'm not good for anything. I had a friend, she always used to say, I'm a chili fly. I'm not good. Nobody likes, and she used to be very suspicious of everyone. I told her one day, as long as you call yourself a chili fry, you are going to be a chili fry. Nobody is going to change. So, who am I? Write down. I am so and so, and these are the things. My height is so much, My weight is so much. I studied so much. I failed in so much. And I can do writing. Maybe I can do typing. And I pray. Or I play. Or I eat. Write out everything that who are you? I'm born in so-and-so family. My parents were so-and-so. My grandparents were so-and-so. If you're married, I'm married to so-and-so. These are my children. Who are you? If I don't know myself, then everybody else is going to take control of my life. If I know myself, then I can easily understand other people. The second thing, what can I do with my life? Some people say, I can't do anything. Just discover yourself. Who am I? What can I do? What do I have? It's good to write down. Write them down. What do I have? I'm sure some of you will write, I got 10 lakhs in the bank, or maybe 1 lakh in the bank, maybe 1 rupee, you knows. Or whatever you got. Write down everything. These things will help you to develop a proper self-esteem. Once you know yourself, then you will learn to respect yourself. You can develop your self-esteem by doing a self-analysis of who you are. I want to challenge you today. You can start building your self-esteem right from now, from today, by asking these 3 questions. Who am I? What can I do? What do I have? Take time to write reply for these 3 questions. Who am I? What can I do? What do I have? 4th is simple. What am I going to do with it? I can run. I got so much money in my bank. I'm the son of so and so, and I did so much education. The 4th question, what are you going to do with it? People who know low self-esteem, they always sit and wait for somebody to come and help. And they'll wait and wait and wait and wait, and finally they become waiter. But people have a proper self-esteem. They understand what they are and what they can. They just get up with all that and they go out and start working with it. The earlier you can work with yourself, the better you can become. You can develop a healthy self-esteem in case you don't have one. I will tell you, self-esteem is the most important ingredient in your life. Having a proper understanding of who you are. You don't have to be Amitabh Bachchan to have a self-esteem. You don't have to be the Chief Minister of Goa to have a self-esteem. You don't have to be the local Panch or Sarpanch to have self-esteem. You don't have to be a manager in your company to have a self-esteem. You can be whoever you are. You still can develop a self-esteem. You know, I keep saying to myself, and when I counsel people, I always tell them, I respect myself. And you need to learn to respect yourself. If I don't learn to respect myself, nobody is going to respect me. Second, I must learn to love myself. People who are achievers in the world, people who have been successful in life, if you watch them, they all have some kind of charm in them. Some kind of charming, maybe a smile, maybe the way they walk, maybe the way they talk, and maybe the way they communicate. There is something, a charm they had which attract other people to themselves. Now, most of the charming personalities they have is not based on the beauty or prettiness or handsome. It's based on certain kind of positive attitude they develop within themselves over a period of time. It's all about developing that one good thing in you and maximize it. If you don't respect yourself, if you don't love yourself, then nobody is going to respect you and love you. So, in order to love yourself and respect yourself, you must develop a self-esteem. Self-esteem is, what is self-esteem? It's simple. It's having a right understanding of yourself, about who you are. I'm dark, very good. I have the best color in the world. I have the color same like Sri Krishna. I'm very short. Doesn't matter. I'm going to the best. You are thin. Very good. Tall. Very good. Fat. Good. You must learn to accept yourself. You must learn to appreciate yourself. Some people long for other people's approval. If 10 people say you're doing good, they are so happy. If somebody said you're not good, they feel so depressed. I'll tell you, if you have an attitude like that, it shows that you have very low self-esteem. You are like a balloon. Other people are going to get you inflated when they wanted, and they're going to deflate you when they don't want. Your self-esteem is not based on what other people think about you. Your self-esteem is based on who you are and what you are and what you can do and what are you going to do about it. That's all. When you have a proper self-esteem, you have a positive approach to life. Now, a person who has proper self-esteem, he will know how to criticize other people. No, we have to criticize people. We have to condemn people sometimes. We have to reject certain people certain times. And we have to tell things to people they don't like to hear sometimes. How do we do that? Very easy. You can learn to do it. If you have a low self-esteem, you struggle with it. Either you will rebel and run away, or you will subdue and suffer with it. If somebody taken a wrong action against you in your workplace or in your marriage, you don't have to be a victim and get victimized day by day and day out. You should talk to them about it. Whenever you have an issue, the sooner it is better to talk. But you need to learn how to. It's simple. Sit with people. Talk to them. Allow them to talk about it. And you make it clear to them that what you are saying, why you are saying what you are saying. If they are getting really heated up, you stop talking. If they turn to an accusation tantrum, they keep on accusing you, you are done that, because of you I'm like that, just smile. If you can't cope up with it, just walk away. Tell them I'll come in a minute. I remember counseling a girl who was struggling with her teenage, and she was coming to youth, and she felt like she was not given freedom and others were controlling her. The fact is that nobody was controlling her. She was totally free. But she had this low self-esteem. If you say nice words to her, she feels so encouraged. If you say some correction to her, she feels so rejected. So I called her to talk because she was having a tough time and she was making lots of problems. And she walked into my room and she just screamed. She just screamed on the top of the voice. My wife got worried and said, she's screaming. I said, so what? Neighbors will hear. I said, so what? I let her scream. She screamed for a few minutes. Then she calmed down. She started sobbing. She started crying. Then I spoke to her. Girl, the problem is this. It's not that other people don't like you. It's not that other people want to treat you bad. It's like you are having a problem within yourself. So I spent time with her, spoke to her. She understood it perfectly. After she didn't have that problem much. Sometimes some of the incident that happened to you in your past, maybe in your childhood or in your teenage, it can turn to be like a bitter stumbling point in your life. You will get tripped in every situation of life. Some of the abusive incident or some of the nagging word people said, it can make your self-esteem go flat. No self-esteem. And you struggle with it throughout your life. It's important you need to write down. It's important you need to talk to somebody about it. Someone who is mature, someone who can understand situations and get a healing over it. When people make baseless allegations against you, don't get worked up. Just smile over it. When somebody criticizes you, you don't have to take They're criticizing words right in your heart. You can take it in your mind. Think over it. If there is something good in it, accept and make the corrective action. If there is nothing good in it, listen to this here, take it out, throw it out. So when you have a right self-esteem, you will learn how to criticize, or how to confront, or how to question people. And you will also learn how to accept the criticism of others. Now, people have a habit of nagging. Gossiping is very, very common. In every family circle, every business circle, there is gossip. I want you to have a positive approach to gossip. What is gossip? They think you should be doing something different way than what you have done in the past. Why do they think like that? Because they feel they have a right in your life. Why do they feel they have a right in your life? Because they love you. If somebody criticizes you, sometimes people can criticize you because they are jealous of you. Or they want to put you down so that they can get that chance. Or sometimes they criticize you because they love you. When you have a right self-esteem, you will be able to analyze every criticism that comes into your life. And you'll embrace the good criticism and make the necessary change. And you'll go one step higher than what you are. And you'll reject every unwanted criticism. One very good statement in England called mind your own business. When you have low self-esteem, you are busy in minding other people's business. When you have a right self-esteem, you are busy in minding your own business. As you learn to mind your own business, you will improve, things around you will improve, you become an example for others. Some of the change that you want to make around you can be taught, but lots of change cannot be taught, it has to be caught. So put an effort to develop a good self-esteem. Have a good understanding about yourself. You have a bright future ahead of you. The life that you're going to have in the future is going to be class. There is unlimited opportunities are waiting for you. So develop a right self-esteem. Develop a good self-esteem. Life is going to be good fun. The thing that made you difficult in the past, the problem that was threatening you, problems that was making you difficult, as you develop your proper self-esteem, you look at them and you laugh at them. The problems who stands as big, when you develop a good self-esteem, they are no longer a problem. The crisis that you have ahead of you, when you develop a good self-esteem, they are no longer crisis, they are opportunity for blessing. The problems are no longer a problem, they are opportunity for achievement. They are opportunity to grow. God bless you. Develop a good self-esteem that you will be really successful. You will enjoy your life. As the years passes by, you look back to your life and with a good smile on your face, I done it. Have a spirit of excellence. Have a spirit of competitiveness. Have a spirit of a brilliant, excellent attitude. Develop a healthy self-esteem where you will enjoy your life and everybody else will say, wow, you made it. Thank you very much. God bless you.